Hi guys, welcome back. This is another video about how to sketch quadratic graphs when you're given it in different formats. Now, I've done two previous videos to this before. One of them is about the quadratic in a turning point form, and another one is in a root form. So go check those out if you're not sure about how to do those. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to graph a quadratic function when it is in general form or when it's in expanded form. Okay. They are all slightly different and they all have slightly different features and slightly different formulas. So it is important that you are able to do all the different types and all the different variations of these. So please make sure you go check out those videos as well. Okay. All right, let's have a look at this one here. So when the rule is given to you in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, there are a few different things I want you to know. Okay, so let's look at these here. My line of symmetry, there's a special formula for this. This one right here is a very different formula. It is not the formula of the line of symmetry for the root form. That's not the same. It's different. So please know that this particular formula is only for when it is in this format, and don't confuse the two. So make sure you note that difference here. Okay. All right. So the turning point can be found depending on, again, this nature of the graph. If it's a positive a, or this value here is positive, then it's a minimum. And if that a is negative, then it's a maximum graph. Similar to the previous video where I did the root form, you can find the actual turning point itself by substituting in the line of symmetry into the equation to find the specific coordinate for the turning point. To find the y-intercept, again, we're always going to let x equals 0. If we want to find the y-intercept, sometimes if you want to find the x-intercepts, in fact, you can let y equal 0 and then solve it that way to find your roots, so you can have a more accurate graph. You can do that as well. Okay, so let's see if we can do the following questions given our graph in general form. Let's have a look. So for the graph y equals 2x squared, take 6x plus 1. Determine the line of symmetry, the nature and location of the turning point, the y-axis intercepts and coordinates, and then sketching that curve. Okay, so my line of symmetry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my formula that I have up here. So this x is equal to minus b over 2a, and that'll give me the rule for my line of symmetry. So let's have a look here. My a is equal to 2, my b is negative 6, and my c is a positive 1. So I'm going to substitute those numbers in. So I'm going to go negative, so I've got a b, my b is negative 6, over 2 times by a, which is 2. Okay, so I'm going to have this two negatives together make a positive, so it's 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2. Yeah, and you can also write it as 1.5, but it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah. So I know my axis of symmetry is at 1.5. I'm going to sketch that in using my ruler. So best that you can, make a dotted line. Oh, a bit funny. All right. So I'm going to write x equals 1.5 there. All right. Let's look at my next one. So my next one here is determine the nature and location of the turning point. So we're going to look at a. A is positive, it's not negative, so that tells me that I've got a minimum graph here. And it also helps to know what to expect. So if you, for example, plot your points and you notice that it's for some reason a maximum graph and you know it should be minimum, it means that you're doing something wrong. So it's like a nice little check to make sure you're on the right track. Now, let's find the location of the turning point. To find the location of the turning point, I have mentioned it before that you can find the turning point by substituting in your line of symmetry x value, because we know that if it's going to be a curve, the turning point is going to lie on the axis of symmetry. So we're going to let x equal 1.5 into our little equation here. So I'm going to go y is equal to, now let's go 2 times 1.5 squared, take 6 times 1.5 plus 1. All right. Now, I'm going to figure out these numbers here. Now, you can put these straight into your calculator if you want to. You don't have to. You can always do it manually as well. I'm going to quickly jot it into my calculator now on the side here, just to quickly do it. So excuse me as I do that. All right. So the answer is negative 3.5 here. So my minimum is going to be, my turning point is going to be 1.5, negative 3.5. All right, so I'm going to plot that into. So negative 3.5 is about here. All right, let's do part C. So part C here is I'm going to find the x-axis intercepts. So I'm basically when x equals 0. So I'm going to put it down here. So let x equal 0. So in my rule here, I'm going to let that equal 0. Now this basically all cancels out because it's all multiplied by 0. So that tells me my y equals 1. So the coordinate is 0, 1. So I'm going to plot that point here as well. Now I'm going to put in my reflection of my point. So for example, this one here is 1.5 away. This is also 1.5 away. All right. And I'm going to use this to help me kind of sketch my curve. So I'm going to connect the points up. Here we go. All right. And then I'm going to also label in my intercept. So my intercept is 0, 1. I'm going to label my turning point, which is 1.5, negative 3.5. And I've also already labeled in my line of symmetry as well. So I hope that was helpful for you to be able to work out your features of a graph when it's in a general form, and also to help you sketch it as well. Thanks for watching.